back to the channel. Our season 1, our pilot season of the biggest transformation, where we are following 7 people on a journey of their lifetime, following 7 individuals who are doing their very best day in and day out, week in and week out, to overcome this thing called weight. During this season, these 12 weeks of the biggest transformation, you're going to be inspired. You're going to be brought to tears. You are going to want to root these 7 people on as they really journey to becoming the best version of themselves. Last week, you met the cast, all 7 of them. You heard a little bit about their why they're doing this, a little bit of some of their struggles of what they've been through. And we are getting ready after a week of prepping, after a week of cleaning out the pantry, after a week of just preparing for success. We are about to embark on week 1 of their 12 weeks inside of the biggest transformation. So in just a moment, I'm gonna hop on with them. We're gonna do our weigh-ins. We're gonna go through what this week's gonna entail, do a little bit of coaching, answer some questions. And if you have not, make sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, smash that like button. Everybody needs to hear these stories. Why? Because when we hear stories and when we see stories of people overcoming, it inspires us. And inspiration moves us to take action. And we live in a country where more than 70% of people are overweight, and most don't want to be. We live in a country where the number one cause of death and the number one cause of bankruptcy is obesity, morbidly obesity, all of that. And so these 7 people, I promise, whether you have a weight issue or not, you're going to be inspired. So the more you hit that like button, the more the YouTube algorithm's gonna push it out there for people to hear. And make sure while you're watching, root them on, encourage them in the comments. But let's go ahead, jump on with the cast, and yeah, let's get started. All right, good morning.
Morning.
We're officially getting ready to start week 1. Are you excited? Are you nervous? A little bit of both?
The things I'm nervous about is just getting caught up in the traps that I've fallen in the past, I guess. The skill set of maintaining is what I need to learn, and that's what I'm going to be learning through this journey is how to keep the weight off for good. And I need to do it for this little one too, so that she can have her daddy for a long time to come.
So what I've loved most about the group so far is that we just really gelled instantly. So I don't know if it's just the collection of personalities or the fact that we're all just so in that right place. We're all just really ready or what, but I just feel like it's such an awesome group. They're such a supportive, genuine support here. I really love the the Marco Polo. I really find that helpful. You really feel like you're not alone when sometimes just a moment when unsupervised. And with this group, it's like, if I'm just having a moment, I can just quickly check in, see what other people are saying, remind myself that everybody's, doing this too. You're not the only one that's having hard struggles, and you can choose not to give in. So feeling nervous, there's also just as strong, if not stronger, in my head going, this time's different. Just whispering in my ear, this time's different.
Peggy and Andy are next. 163.4. Okay, awesome. 43 even. 209.4. Yep.
209.4.
Yep. Beauty.
Okay, I'm gonna have my kid do it.
237.4. 301.6. Okay, so that's where we're starting. So starting. And I know for some of us to look at that, it's very tempting to have your inside of your brain say things like, look at how far you let yourself slide. How could you get here? All of that. And what I'm going to tell you is none of that is going to help you get to where you want to go. So there's a difference between saying, here's where I'm starting, but it's not where I'm staying. And either and a lot of times it's one extreme or the other, and you can do both. I used to do both. Like part of me used to be like, completely own it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, whatever. Or I would say things like, how could you let yourself get here? This is absurd. Like, you're morbidly obese. Like, so there would be this between denial. Yeah, but you're 288 pounds, but you're a healthy 288 pounder, Carmen. Like, you're healthy than all the rest of the 288-pound people out there. Like, so here's what I'm going to say. Look at where you're starting. Know that's where you're starting. Own the fact, if you're going to own anything, own the fact that your choices are what got you to exactly where you're at. However, by changing your choices, by changing your habits, by changing what you're choosing to eat, the activity you're choosing to do every day, that's going to start to change the number on the scale. And although the number on the scale doesn't define you, it does measure our progress. The scale is an instrument that we use to measure our progress. It doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define your worth. It doesn't define how good you are. It is an instrument of measure. That is it. And so that's what we're going to be using it for. The scale is going to tell us how well what you're doing is working. And that is why I use that instrument of measure every single day. Because when I didn't use it, it led me to morbidly obese. When I didn't use it, all of a sudden I would go 6 months, go to the doctor, because that's the only time I ever got weighed was at the doctor. And all of a sudden it would jump up and be like, holy crap, how did I get there? Have you ever done that? Like, I can't be the only one that's ever gotten on the scale at a doctor's appointment or after a long period of time and you gained weight and thought, wow, how did that happen? That happened to me so many times. So I say all that to say what we said last week, to really take control. Listen, the thoughts are going to come. The enemy knows where to attack. He knows that many of us, our biggest insecurity has been in our weight for a lot of us. And so he knows where to attack. He knows where you're insecure. That don't be shameful. Don't allow shame to creep in. When those thoughts come in of any thoughts that try to make you feel ashamed, that's where you have to take ownership of them and say, no, yeah, this is where I'm starting. I might be starting at 231 pounds, 243, 209, 237, 163. I might be starting there, but that does not define me. It's just a number on a scale. It's for most of us, it's not a healthy number, but we are changing that. That's why you're here. And so I know for me, it took a lot of reminding to remind myself to not feel ashamed. And it took me quite a while to get past that feeling ashamed. And you can't get past where you're at if you don't own where you're at. And we live in a society that we cover up, we hide it, we don't talk about it, we lie about it, all those things. And so
I just want to say I'm super excited about what's happening. I'm down quite a few pounds. I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm sore, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of work, but I feel really good. I feel more agile, limber. I had to pick something up off the floor today, and I didn't make that noise. It's been really great to be with all the people in the Marco Polo group, to have that accountability, to be able to talk to people, and we shared some deep stuff, intimate details, things that we've struggled with in the past, and such things as this, and it really hit home. Like it was really good. We talked about how we're inspiring each other. What a unique thing to be able to have a group of people that are like-minded in this, that are working hard with you, that can feel the compassion for you when you're struggling, that can motivate you because they're chiming in saying, "Hey, I got my workout done." And you're like, "Oh, I got to get mine done." It's been a really cool journey so far, and this has just been like the end of week one.
The thing I love most about this group is the accountability, but the when people have issues and they have problems and they have struggles and they come on here and they share it, and then they get the answer either from Carmen or other people in the group chime in and help out, and just the encouragement and the care that you get being in this group.
A great group of encouraging people. You get a lot of ideas. You get to, if there's things you don't know, people are usually talking about it. And I love the accountability of the group. If it wasn't for the group, it would be really hard to just stay on track. And the accountability is really important right now. So
what I'm loving the most about this group so far is how open everyone is being and honest, and just a sense that I'm not alone. So many times on this journey you can feel like you're alone, you're doing this on your own, and nobody really understands the struggles or the trials that go along with losing weight. So for me, so far, I'm loving how open everyone's been.
Don't know how to say how much I love the group. It's supportive. It's everybody in the same boat. It's like we all have known each other forever, yet we probably don't even know each other's last names. It how everybody lifts everybody up, how everybody inspires everybody else, how everybody makes you think, and really, for me, the package, the exercise, I was always looking for the quick and easy fix, and exercise is the piece of the puzzle that I hated that I'm now starting to love. Even though I can't do a lot of it, I know I have to start somewhere, and I can't wait to push myself, and I can't wait to see the changes.
So I love this group because I think that people feelings are raw and they express themselves, and it really when I see that just motivates me, because I will tell you that I am a cheater, and meaning that I'm not dishonest or anything, but the fact that I will cheat at times. And I've never been with a group like this where you hear what other people say and the problems that they have, and the way they're thinking, and I think, oh my gosh, that's the same way I'm thinking.
So it was really, and it was good. Like the next day when we were hungry, we didn't have that junk to eat. So we did, like you said, well, how bad is it to eat a bag of carrots? It's much better than eating a whole thing of peanut butter. So the cleaning out the pantry is huge.
yeah, just getting rid of it, getting it out. So then I like to have a drink, so so I'm like, I'm going to start right now. Wednesday night I came home and I made I'm thinking, well, vodka's low calorie. So I made some vodka. Next morning I'm like, I can't have this in the house. So I dumped it out. I cannot have it.
I was so proud of
yeah. So we have no alcohol because, I like to have a drink now and then. No alcohol. So I can't be tempted by it.
You after the day. But that is it. We think, oh my goodness, we can be trusted with this. I'll just have, but you quickly find out, no, our habits are so strong inside of us that it is just kind of crazy. Good job, you two.
Okay, that was eye-opening. All of it was eye-opening. I have 4 daughters, 3 that live here. We like to call ourselves, instead of fluffy, thickies. And it's just not good. I own a spa where I've owned it for 30 years, where I preach wellness and taking care of each other. So I have to do it. God, I didn't even cry on my normal video. This is what I do for my staff meetings. I have a big heart. But when I realize I look like SpongeBob, no amount of makeup and clothes are going to hide that. So my kids are helping me, and we're all going to do it. And that's it.
That's awesome. There is nothing wrong with, listen, there is, like, just like our society. I used to be the same way. Like when during a movie with my husband, like we would watch a movie and if I was tearing up, I would like try to hide it from him. And he was just like, what is your deal? Why are you trying to act like a dude? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, why are you trying to hide your emotion? And I'm like, because for me, emotion, like to show emotion to people, it made me weak or it made me vulnerable or so what I'm going to tell you guys is, listen, for most of us, we are tackling something that is something we have hidden away, we have been ashamed of, we have let define us, we have let make us feel less than, like something that has owned us for far too long. So there's going to be some emotion dug up during this. That is okay. That makes you human. It makes you normal. You understand, people that don't feel emotion are psychopaths. That's the truth. So, like, the fact that you feel emotion means you're not a psychopath. That's really good.
Hey.
I don't want to work with a psychopath. So I'm really glad that you feel emotion, Judy. That just confirmed to me that you're not a psychopath.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
So, we finally decided on my first cheat. I've been talking to my wife about it, and I got lots of ideas, but I've honestly had a hard time picking out what I wanted as a cheat that I get for losing 5 pounds. I have one piece of cake in celebration of a niece's and nephew's birthday.
I mean, I feel like I could write a list front and back about all the things I would love to eat. That is true food addiction, is what that tells me. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's the first week and I don't know. But, yeah, I do feel a bit ravenous. And I think a big part of that is mental hunger, which is, cravings. And I am in a bit of a sugar withdrawal. We were coming off all the holidays from Halloween on. I've just been munch on sugar, carbs, fat. So I've had a lot of headaches this week, so I wouldn't doubt that I'm in a bit of a sugar withdrawal. Though I definitely know that I want to try one of those brownies that my aunt sent me for my birthday.
So in this group, for every 5 pounds that you lose, you get a little cheat, snack, whatever it is. And I am going to try hot and sour soup because I love it.
We're supposed to plan our cheat. So I work right next door to a McDonald's, and I don't ever eat there, but I do. Every time I think of a cheat, I think of McDonald's French fries. So I must be needing them to get out of my system. So I think my first cheat's going to be McDonald's French fries.
Next week, when I'm in British Columbia, where my son is living, I will be able to go to Triple O's and get myself a shake. That would be pretty awesome.
It's going to be Smart Food popcorn, a small bag of it.
My first cheat, I think, will be at a restaurant down the road we really like. They have good steak and seafood. Not that I'm going to eat a massive amount, but would love to go there and have a good dinner.
Like, save them all till the end and then eat my way out of a Baskin Robbins?
I would not recommend it, and here's why. I would recommend either using it or skipping it, because we're fighting against the old habits of these huge binges, these huge cheats, not just being satisfied with a little bit. And those are habits. And so I would either suggest using it or losing it. You're either going to use it or you're just going to forfeit it. Because if you stack them, if you think about what our typically overweight or obese or morbidly obese habits are, it's more, give me. Does that make sense? And so it's about being satisfied with a taste, with a little bit, with because that's the actually normal thing to do. Normal people don't just sit down. People with a normal weight, and I used to always think they did, they just don't always sit down and everything. That is an overweight habit that those of us that carry extra weight tend to do, not people that just, they don't typically have that same struggle. And here's the thing, Shane, as you start to change your mind and you start to develop new habits, that won't even be as much of a thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's only a thought now because of where we come from and the habits that we have had. Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting journey for me because next Saturday I hit the road and I'm gone for a week from home. And so this is going to be interesting. So prayers and everything would be well appreciated as I sort this out, because I will be on this video next Sunday at 6 a.m. that time zone. So yeah, and it's going to be in a hotel room. So I got to make sure I figure out how to do this all. But yeah.
You will. Listen, whatever we want to figure out, we will figure out. We always do what we want to do. And so I'm going to end with that. We always do what we want to do. So if you want to stick to your food plan, you will do it. If you want to do your workouts, you will do it. If you want to figure it out, we will figure it out. We always end up doing what we want to do, is the truth of the matter. And so we are all capable of doing hard things. All of us. We are all capable of resisting. We are all capable of overcoming. We are all capable of breaking bad habits. We are all capable of transforming our lives, our minds, our bodies, our jiggle, our wiggle, our fluff, all of it, if we want to do it. Your want is stronger than your cravings. You are stronger than your bad habits. You are stronger than the jar of peanut butter. You are stronger than your sore thumb. You are stronger than all of those things. Your limiting beliefs, your past failures. And I know throughout these next, I'm just going to say 6 months, part of it is having you start to believe that. Having you to believe, yes, I am. I can do all these things, no matter how many times you failed in the past. So
that is a wrap. And that is where we're starting. As we said in the video, when we were on live with them, it's where they're starting. It's not where they're staying. And so we're about to embark on week 1. And we're gonna follow these 7 people through the next 12 weeks. And we're gonna get an up close personal look of their personal struggles, their personal triumphs. Some of them are gonna be brought to the point where they want to quit. Don't worry, I won't let them. But it's going to be a roller coaster on it. I mean, so many times I would expect that when I started to lose weight, that it was going to be like this happy, joyful, excited thing. And in many cases, there are moments of that, but it's also sprinkled in with moments of emotion and moments of pain and moments of wanting to give up. But make no mistake that these 7 people, their lives are going to be changed. And not only are their lives going to be changed, but they're going to inspire many others to make a change by watching their lives, by watching their journeys. So thanks so much for watching. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of these episodes that are going to be airing every single Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the channel. You can go check out some of our other content and give the video a thumbs up. Help us spread this message of inspiration. Help us spread this message of hope. People need to hear these stories. People need to get behind these 7 people and root them on. And so anyway, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next Wednesday on the next episode of The Biggest Transformation.